Hey guys, Skilled Legend here, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the new Sun and Moon leaks from the scans that we got, and I'm so disappointed with them that I actually don't even want to put the picture up there of it. If you haven't seen them yet, you might as well do yourself a favor and not look at them. It really has nothing to do with whether Serena will be there or not, but just the concepts behind them are just terrible. I don't know if it's translation errors. It could be, and that's what I'm really hoping for because basically, if you don't know, the show is basically going to be a slapstick comedy, or at least that's what the person translated it to. Now, I have no problem with going with a comedic route after all the seriousness that happened with X, Y, and Z, and how serious the show's getting with the quote unquote goodbyes coming up. Not saying that, everyone's going to go away, but just the fact that, we're going to get some goodbyes, we're going to get the end of X, Y, and Z. We had the serious Team Flare arc, but to have a little bit of comedy and life in the beginning of the show is great, but to go full on slapstick comedy, it kills me, man. If that's true, I don't know if I'll be able to watch Sun and Moon. It doesn't matter if Serena's there or not. I don't think I can do it. And if you guys don't know what a slapstick comedy is, I'm not going to try to sit here and explain what it is, but I'll give you an example. Teen Titans Go is a slapstick comedy. Um, Tom and Jerry is a slapstick comedy. It's just those kind of shows, and the fact that they're going this way just kind of disappoints me for three major reasons. First of all, I've always liked the realism that there is in Pokemon, and I know that you guys are gonna say, but it's an animated show about monsters that live in the world that we catch, and it's not really all that real. I mean, Ash gets hit in the face with a flamethrower all the time, and other things that are silly and stupid and happen, and that's true. But the thing is the one thing that really always made me love the show is how real the characters were when it came to their emotions, to the things that they were doing, to the driving forces of the show. One of the things that I actually loved, and a lot of people will probably dislike this video just because I said this, but I actually liked the fact that Ash doesn't win the league. Yeah, it's kind of stupid that he's lost 19 times in a row, but I read an article recently about something that Satoshi Tajiri said, the original creator of Pokemon. Someone was interviewing him and he said, or they asked him, it's been blah 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 years, why hasn't Ash won a league? And he laughed and he said, that's not the point of the show. Ash's dream is really ambitious, becoming a Pokemon master. And he said, "What's a Pokemon master to you?" And the guy or the person who was interviewing Satoshi didn't know what to say. And it's true. It's a really ambitious dream. Being a Pokemon master doesn't really mean anything to us because we don't actually honestly know what it is. We've had little glimpses in the story in the anime that tell us kind of what Ash's dream is with being a Pokemon master, but it's such a big and open and ambiguous dream that we really don't know what it is. And he said exactly that's it. You know, the point of Ash losing a league, and he said this word for word. And the point of Ash losing a league isn't to make the fans upset. It's to teach people that it's okay to dream big and be ambitious and dream wildly and freely, but to never give up on those dreams, no matter how long it takes you to achieve them. And that's the one thing that I have never held against them since. Ash losing a league, yes, it's frustrating and it's disappointing, especially when he gets so far and he has a great team like Ash Greninja and all the ones that he had you know, and all the hard work that Pikachu put in this season. But it doesn't make me upset anymore because it's teaching people a lesson, and that's something that I take to heart too. Life is full of struggles. nothing's gonna come easy, especially the things that you dream for. And that really hit home with me. And just like everything else with Pokemon, I mean, you guys could probably name more examples than I could of what makes you happy about Pokemon that you can relate to. With Serena's dream, with how long it took her to reach her goal or find her goal, those kinds of things just, hit home with me because they're real life things. If you turn this into a slapstick comedy, those real life things are gone. It's just about pointless comedy, pointless humor, pointless beatdowns, pointless stupidity. All that stuff's gone. There's no. It's aimless. And that brings me to my next point. The one big thing that people complained about Pokemon XY, and I'm saying XY, just XY, not XY's Kalos Quest, not XYZ. The big complaint that people lost interest in XY was because after the Serena episodes with, Ash and the background story and that, when they were developing all this stuff, the show got aimless. XY was the biggest complaint about XY is how aimless the episodes were. One minute Ash would be, learning about Mega Evolution, then the next moment he'd be learning about his next gym battle. Then the next moment he would be learning about what Serena wants to do with her dream. Then the next minute they're heading somewhere doing something that has nothing to do with the story at all because it's a filler episode. Once they got to Cal's Quest, the story became more focused, and X, Y, and Z became more focused as well. But by that time, they lost most of their viewers already. If you haven't looked at the ratings, you can, and you'll see that it's true. One of the biggest rating drops part of the whole entire series for XY, not X, Y, and Z, because we all know that was the Kalos League. But for XY was the part where they were going back to Lumia City. And you know why? Because there's so many filler episodes that had nothing to do with what they were doing or going to do. And the worst part is they wanted to buy time for Clement to, battle and get better and try to provide Ash with a good gym battle. But during those episodes, we only saw him like twice. There is just so much general aimlessness. And so that's the biggest complaint people had about XY. And you know what they're doing? They're making this a slapstick comedy. Based on this summary that we got from the show, or from someone who translated the what the show's going to be about. Slapstick comedies are just aimless stupidity. That's all it is. Why would you do that? And it's going to lead to my last point because I'm going to say this. Why would you do it on the 20th year anniversary of the anime? It really doesn't make sense to me. Because, okay, here's what's going to happen. It's going to be the 20th year of the anime Pokemon. People are going to come back from around the world who were kids during the first season, Gen 1, whatever, and they're going to watch this. Because they're going to want to see what their favorite character's doing these days. And you could have gotten them interested with some story arc like with the Team Flare if you would have waited a while. Or you could have got them interested in Serena or some of the other characters with all the serious story arcs that they had. But instead you decide to do a slapstick comedy. They're going to watch this and then they're going to laugh and then go on with their day. Isn't the point to bring them back to the show, even though they're 25, 26, 30 years old now? Don't you want them to want their kids to watch the show and be like, this is the show that I grew up with? Isn't it cool, guys? Isn't it cool? You want your son or daughter to watch this when you grow up. If this was the 40th year anniversary and you guys were 30, or however old you're going to be, Wouldn't you want it to be like, this is the show I grew up with, and it shows how great of a character, how the story has progressed, how things look great, and you want your kids to enjoy it just like you did. It just makes me so sad knowing that they're going this route. This is the show that I grew up with. This is the show that I loved. And they've been so aimless with it. You know? It just makes me so sad. I don't know how else to describe it. You know, they finally started putting some good stories in, with Diamond and Pearl and with XY once they started actually having, it be less aimless in the storyline. And then what do? They give up on the whole thing and just go to a slapstick comedy. It just embarrasses me. Why do this on the 20th year anniversary? It makes no sense. It really doesn't. 20 years of the anime, and instead of ending the story with, this great storyline that you could have done. I mean, there's so many cool things that are being spread around about how the game is going to be about all these cool things, like the main antagonist is going to try to become a Pokemon god, or that the protagonist's end goal is to become the champion and create your own league within the Alola region. And we get this. We get Ash going to school, which, wasn't that big of a deal, but then a slapstick comedy? Why? It doesn't make sense to me at all. And to top it all off, by the way, guys, this is the first time in about 7 years, 7 or 8 years, can't remember, I'm not going to look it up again, but it's the first time in 7, 8, or 8 years that the ratings went up. The Team Flare arc made the ratings go up for the first time in 7 or 8 years. And what does Pokemon do? They make the fan base wait 2 weeks for the next episode. How many of those fans are going to wait 2 weeks to see what happens with Ash and his friends ending their journey? Do you really think the ratings are going to stay stable or get better at that point? Probably not. 2 weeks. I don't understand what Pokemon or the company is thinking. And the worst part of it is this is the first time, and people are probably not going to understand this, and I'm going to get a lot of flack in the comments, but this is the first time the animation looks good. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Animation, weren't you just crying about that a couple episodes ago? Yes, a couple of episodes. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk right now. A couple of videos ago. Yeah, but the thing is I watched the videos again, and the animation quality is actually really good. It's the character design that sucks. The animations look fluid, they look great, they look the best that they've looked in years. They added the XYZ fighting stuff, which the fighting cameras, which were amazing. They still haven't shown if the 3D cameras are still there, and I mentioned that last video, and they still haven't done that. But if those 3D cameras are there, they're great, they look good. The show's gonna look great. It's just the character design that makes Ash look like a fool, and some of the other characters look like fools. And I can see why now. Because they're trying to make it into a slapstick comedy. Why? I know I keep asking the same question, but anyways, I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys actually like shows like Tom and Jerry and Teen Titans Go? And would you think that that's appropriate for the 20th year of the anime for Pokemon? Do you think that they're ruining their own show? I mean, okay, I'm going to say this, and I know that this is also going to get a lot of flack, but whether Serena goes or doesn't go at this point, I don't think I would watch the show either way. I don't want to see Serena's character ruined by some stupid slapstick comedy. I'm sorry, I really don't. I loved her XY character, and I loved how serious and loving and caring she was for the people around her. And in a slapstick comedy, that won't happen. She'll she'll be the one rolling around on the floor laughing because Ash got ran over by 70 toros or something. That's how slapstick comedies work. I mean, do you guys like this kind of stuff? Like, I really want to know what you guys think. I love hearing from you guys, and that's seriously, if this is a video that I really want you guys to comment on, or even send me some kind of video feedback, some Twitter feedback, something. Just leave me some kind of feedback. I really want to know what you guys think because this haunts me, man. Like, I really don't want to see Pokemon go down this road after 20 years of watching the show. Like I said, 100,000 times, I was 7 when the show came out, and I really, really would hate to see it go this direction. Even if it's just for the even if it's just for the one season. You know, because I think Sun and Moon's supposed to be a series of 3 seasons based on the fact that there's already 3 movie titles. But even if this is just for one season that they're doing this slapstick comedy stuff, I don't think it's appropriate. I don't think it's cool. I don't think, like, why? And I want to know what you guys think. I'm sorry for rambling, but anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.